Back to our top story in the search for Nancy Guthrie. Could images recovered from her doorbell camera break the case wide open? Former Detective Morgan Wright is a cybersecurity expert, founder of the National Center for Open and Unsolved Cases. Morgan, good to have you with us this afternoon. So a lot of tips coming in. We understand that the FBI phone has been ringing off the hook. Last night, it led to the brief detainment of a man named Carlos Palazuelos in Rio Rico, which is some distance south of Tucson. Here's what he said when our correspondent Matt Fien caught up with him.
I felt like I was being kidnapped, bro, because they didn't tell me anything at the beginning. Until right now, all I know is that they showed my in-law a picture of somebody wearing a mask or something, and they supposedly looked like my eyes.
Right, okay.
That's it. That's all I know.
So again, he was detained, he was questioned, he was eventually released, but it's an indication that the FBI and the local police are not leaving any stone unturned as they chase down these leads.
Yeah, John, you know what this is? It's a data point, obviously not a conclusion, but you would expect them to at least, I don't want to say just do something, but they did follow something that appeared to be credible. I don't think they're going to go out and do something that jeopardizes the integrity of the investigation or say, well, you guys got, you got somebody who's 5'2" and 300 pounds. That would have been a total, complete one-off. So I think they're doing this, but I think that what you do is like with Carlos and stuff, it tells you still three things that will help solve this case or identify. It's about time constraints. It's about technology, finding, there's some additional digital forensics out there and evidence, and then behaviors, looking at the behaviors of people during the crime and then post-crime. Who's acting quite differently than they were before the crime that maybe has a nexus to this or fits this description.
Right. So FBI Director Kash Patel said this to Sean Hannity last night on the recovered video. Listen here.
We were able to execute lawful searches and go to these private sector companies and expedite results and then go into their systems and actually excavate material that people would think would normally be deleted and no one would look for. Thanks to this brilliant partnership, we were able to get it out, sharpen it with our technical capabilities at the FBI, and put it out to the world.
And as we look at an aerial shot, this is from our drone of FBI agents walking the roadway. Looks like they're looking to the side for anything that might have been thrown out of a car. There may be more video on the way. Morgan, I guess there were more cameras at the Guthrie house, and maybe those back channel storage areas with Google Nest might bear some fruit, or maybe there's other cameras like traffic cameras or something else along the way that may give them some clues. What's your confidence that we may see more of this?
Well, I think if you get it out of one camera, there's a high probability you're going to get it out of some of the others. Let me tell you, John, and I think I told you this before, 26 years ago, I trained the FBI on internet investigations. Well, the student has become the master. What they did was the equivalent of taking a match, searching in a dark forest with no moonlight to find a needle that's hidden out there somewhere. So it was an extreme amount of effort to go to this. But if the other cameras operated the same way, if you notice, the videos aren't very long. They're like 20 to 30 seconds. A lot of time that is collected by Google and Nest to train artificial intelligence on, to train their sensors on. So if it captured it from that camera, high probability it captured from the other cameras inside the house. Now, I say that. If they do have that video, this is the video that's going to help break open the case. The other video is going to be really for evidentiary purposes, seeing what happened inside the house or verifying the claims of this, quote, ransom communication. I don't call it a ransom note yet, but communication that talks about the placement of the watch. How would that person know that? Is there any other evidence out there they could have seen? So this is coming together. But the other danger, too, John, is we want the FBI to be transparent. But I will tell you from working cases, you want to give the public everything they need to help, but you don't want to give them more, because what happens is you start getting these guys sending in fake Bitcoin or Bitcoin address, say, hey, I know who it is, give me a Bitcoin and I'll tell you who it is. All
right, well, as we watch the investigators walking the roads on foot, Morgan, thank you for being with us. We appreciate it.
You bet, John.
All right, now this.
We must abolish ICE. We must turn off the spigot. We must stop the data collection. We must stop the immunity. We must have accountability.
A far-left congressional candidate getting closer to winning the nomination. How will her anti-ICE message play if she wins?
And the Alec Murdaugh case. Guess what? It's back in the headlines again. Could the guilty plea of a former court clerk help overturn his murder conviction?